Starting at number 14, if cosine of theta is 4/5, tangent is less than 0. This fancy was just saying it's negative. So if cosine is positive, tangent is negative, then it has to be in the fourth quadrant. And cosine negative 4/5, so this is 4, this is 5. Well, this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle, so this is -3. Find the remaining values. So here the remaining values, my sine is then of theta is -3/5, and tangent of theta is then -3/4. We're not going to worry about the others because the others are just the inverse of what we already have. However, number 15, they want all 6 of them. They want the 6 trigonomic functions, leave in lowest term. So it is 5/12, and it's on the terminal side. Exact value. So this is 5/12 here over 5 up 12. So this is 5/12 over 5 up 12. And if I did the Pythagorean theorem, but this is a 5, 12, 13. If not, you can do the Pythagorean theorem and find that 5 squared plus 12 squared is 13 squared. And determine the exact values, leave in lowest terms. So here, theta, so then sine of theta is 12/13, cosine of theta is 5/13, tangent of theta is then 12/5, and then the others, once you get the first 3, everything is pretty easy because you just flip them. Secant is then 13/5, and cotangent of theta is 5/12. Going down to number 16, state the quadrant in which theta, I'll leave this here in theta lies. Sine is negative, and cosine is positive, so you go over, so to the right and down. That's the fourth quadrant. Cotangent is positive, so you're either going to have a positive or negative since it's positive. And since cosine is negative, we have to have a negative over to the left and down. That is my third quadrant. Okay, number 17. Find the 2 solutions of the equation. Give the answers in degrees and radians. Okay, so for A, we'll call this one A, and we'll call this one B. For A, it is 1, so that is a 45-degree one. So we either have +1 here or +1 here, and it is 45 degrees, so this is pi, wait, we want pi over 4. This is technically 4 pi over 4, so this is 5 pi over 4. That's the radians. The degree measure is 45 degrees and 225 degrees. So those are the 2 things. B, it is negative, that's -√2/2. So we have back here, these 2, cosine is negative here, and it's 45 degrees. So this is 4 pi over 4. So then this is 3 pi over 4, and we already know this is 5 pi over 4, or 225. 3 pi over 4 is also 135 degrees. Going on to number 18, on a windy day in March, a young boy is flying a kite. This string is 250 feet in length and is fully extended. So if I drew a picture of that, here's the boy, here's the string, fully extended, assume straight. So let me try to draw that straight. Fully extended. This is 250 feet. And is the string makes an angle of 45 degrees. So we'll just say this is 75 degrees. To the ground, imagine this is the kite here. And with the ground, how high off of the ground is the flight kind? So say here. So we want to find h. Well, that opposite over hypotenuse, we have sine. So sine of 75 must equal h divided by 250. So then h equals 250 times sine of 75. Round to the nearest foot. So if I punch that into the calculator, that gives me h is 241 feet. 19, find the radian measure of the center angle of a circle if the radius is 75 and the arc is 60. So I did this. If I do this, if the radius is 75 and this is 60, round your answers to 3 decimal places, and they want radian. So we want the formula for arc length, so which is proportion. So it's theta divided by 2 pi must time 2 pi r, which is the circumference, the entire circumference. So 2 pi r is 75, then must equal 60. So now we just got to simplify. These two cancel out. 75 theta equals 60. Theta equals 60 divided by 75, which is 0.8 radians. Radians. Okay. Number 20. Find the exact values here. Okay, so this is 45 degrees. So we have x root 2. So x is 3 root 2. And r is then 3 root 2 times root 2, which is 3 times 2, which is 6. So it's 6. This is 30, 60, 90. So this is x root 3, 2x. So then x root 3 must equal 12. X is then 12 divided by root 3. So we're just going to leave it like that. 12 divided by root 3. You can rationalize the denominator if you want to. It's not important. R is then twice as much, so 24 root 3. 22, you just got to punch it into your calculator. So be careful you have your calculator setting on degree when you do degree, and set it on radian and change it back to radian when you do radians. So the first one, sine of 38, 4 decimals places, 0.6157. Number 23, secant is the inverse of cosine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, this is how I'm going to punch it into, since this is in degrees, make sure it's on degrees. This is how I'm going to punch it into the calculator. I'm going to say 1 divided by parentheses, cosine parentheses 18.5 and parentheses. I'm going to punch it into the calculator exactly like this, and that will give me my answer. 1 divided by parentheses cosine 18.5 and 2 parentheses, and it should be 1.0545. So I'm going to double check my answer, just make sure I have that, and it is. Next, now I'm working with radians, so I'm going to change it to radians on my calculator. That's important. So then tangent, and put in pi divided by 8. That gives me 0.4142. Next one is cosine 3.4. That is in radians, and that is negative 0.9668. Complete the identity. So this is without numbers, not be numbers. Cosine. Isn't cosine the inverse 1 over what? Well, it's the inverse of secant. Tangent. Tangent is cosine. It's actually sine over cosine. it's sine of theta over cosecant sine of theta over cosine of theta. So that is all you have to do. Remember, these are trigonomic functions, and that's it.